winner of the New Jersey Press Association's Most Innovative Award.
Welcome back to Greater Media Broadcast News. I'm Susie Shea, bringing you the top headlines in Central New Jersey. Here's what's going on in your neighborhood. Coastal Caucus, crowdfunding for art, pipeline proposal, preserving land, and hashtags for safety. Tourism at the shore and ways to protect the coast against future storms will be among the issues in front of a new congressional caucus that will meet on Capitol Hill. With more than $700 billion in coastal properties and a tourism industry that generates $38 billion a year, New Jersey has much at stake in the upcoming discussions. Congressman Frank Pallone said the bipartisan group will meet regularly to promote coastal issues, find new ways to create jobs at the shore, and protect the environment. Local advocates are eager to see the caucus get underway, saying that a clean ocean economy is critical to the economic health of the state. For more on the story, see this week's editions of Greater Media newspapers. And here's Mark Rossman with more headlines.
Administrators in the Howell K-8 school district have been authorized by the Board of Education to examine the possibility of reconfiguring the district's schools. During a public hearing in late 2014 concerning a plan to redistrict students, several parents asked district administrators to instead consider the idea of reconfiguring Howell's schools. Currently, Howell's elementary schools house kindergarten through 5th grade classes, and the 3 middle schools house grades 6 through 8. A reconfiguration could result in elementary schools housing K-2 and grades 3 to 5, or move the 5th grade into the middle school. No decision regarding the possible reconfiguration of Howell's schools has been made at this time. Administrators are working on a timeline that they hope could result in changes by September. Any changes that are made in how the schools are configured could affect areas such as special education, transportation, and school start and end times. And those are the areas that will be examined by administrators in the upcoming months.
And here are the headlines you need to know. At the current pace of development in New Jersey, the Garden State could be at risk of being built out within the next 30 years. That's according to William Kastning of the Monmouth Conservation Foundation, and he marks the importance of increasing the pace of preservation. According to a Blaustein School study, more than 1 million acres of vacant land remain available for future development. A program being undertaken by the Middlesex County Vocational and Technical Schools seeks to make students with disabilities comfortable with public transportation. The joint effort with Rutgers University and the New Jersey Travel Independence Program helps students with disabilities learn everything they need to feel safe and comfortable when using the bus and other services. A crowdfunding campaign is aimed at creating a buzz and more support for Metuchen's 8th annual Junebug Art Fest. This year, the organizers hope to bring a 3D chalk street artist into the mix, as well as a juried window gallery competition. You can show your support by looking up Junebug Art Fest on Kickstarter.com. Thanks to an effort that raised more than $100,000 toward renovations, the Arco Monmouth's Work Opportunity Center was able to reopen its entire building to the general public last week. The official reopening comes 2 years after Superstorm Sandy caused severe flooding damage to the building. And here's Mike Pavlichko of Greater Media's WCTC with an update on Rutgers basketball. After that, we have Tim Morris with more on the local sports scene.
Well, there's been a lot of talk in the last week or so about the RAC and overall athletic facilities at Rutgers, with the latest, the letter to President Bob Barchi and public comments made on Twitter by State Senator Ray Lesniak saying, "You're in the Big Ten, act like it." He's pleading for money to fix up or replace the RAC, or at least get the basketball teams a practice facility. And this call is just highlighted by the fact that the men's basketball team is mired in its longest losing streak since the dark days of Craig Littlepage. Now, you could make an argument about the facilities because look at Maryland. Their men's soccer team won the regular season and tournament championship in their first year in the league, and the Maryland women's basketball team is the #1 seed in the upcoming Big Ten tournament, also in its first season in the conference. But then there's the Rutgers women, a very respectable season, 21-8, 12-6 in the Big Ten in their inaugural campaign, a 5th seed. They jump up to the Big Ten, they missed the NCAA tournament the last 2 years, and now they're going to be going to the tournament this year. Congrats to see Vivian Stringer and the ladies on that. So guess what? She did it with the same facilities the Rutgers men have struggled in this year. Maybe all Eddie Jordan needs to do is keep the New Jersey talent home. Just look at the players who have gone and who are going. Imagine if Jaron Cena from Gill St. Bernard's, who left Seton Hall recently, were to come to Rutgers. He'd be eligible to play after transferring in 2 seasons. Imagine if Tyus Battle, his teammate a couple of years ago and currently on Gill St. Bernard's, were to join him for his freshman year in 2 years. Imagine if Carl Towns or Wade Baldwin were playing here in Piscataway. Or if Malachi Richardson of Trenton Catholic were coming here next year instead of Syracuse. Guarantee there'd be not a breath about any Craig Littlepage-style losing streaks. I'm Mike Pavlichko on 1450 WCTC and WCTCAM.com.
The Shore Conference Basketball Tournament Championship game was supposed to be a coronation for Christian Brothers Academy, a signal that the Colts were back as the dominant boys basketball team in the conference. Brendan Barry and a stubborn group of Bulldogs didn't get the message. With Barry outscoring the entire Colt team, Rumson Fairhaven pulled off a stunning victory at Monmouth University's Multipurpose Activities Center. Led by Barry, number 3, Rumson was always in attack mode. The Bulldog guards constantly beat the Colt defenders off the dribble, taking it to the rim every time. The Colts had no answer for Barry, who just scored at will. He would score 25 points, one more than the entire Colt team in the 50-24 thumping administered by the Bulldogs. Not all of Barry's damage was done on the offense. He proved he can play some defense as well with this block shot. It was suffocating team defense like this that really paved the way for the victory, holding the Colts to only 5 points in the second half. Near the end, Barry got a standing ovation as he was taken from the game, turning in one of the great performances in SCT history. As the final seconds wound down, Bulldog fans got ready to storm the court to celebrate the victory with their team. This is Tim Morris for Greater Media Newspapers.
Freehold residents are concerned about a proposed gas pipeline, and the freeholders have joined their side. Here's Taylor Lear.
Residents of Upper Freehold Township are feeling on edge this week after a natural gas explosion occurred too close for comfort. On February 24th, a home in Stafford Township was destroyed by an explosion that occurred when gas from a leak in a street main owned by New Jersey Natural Gas came into contact with a source of ignition. Several gas company employees were injured in the explosion and several homes had to be evacuated. News of the explosion in Ocean County hit hard for residents of Upper Freehold, who are dealing with the gas company's plan to construct a high-pressure gas line through their community. John Anzilla, a spokesman for a group known as Families of Responsible Pipelines, said the gas company must be more transparent with Upper Freehold to ensure that safety will be a priority as the project advances. For more on this issue, see this week's Examiner.
Hashtag RBRHSDBD. What does that stand for? Well, you're not the only one who wanted to know. Here's Jeremy Grossman.
A mysterious phrase greets visitors upon entering Red Bank Regional High School and is written on several posters throughout the school hallways. RBRHSDBD. What does it mean? The message stands for Red Bank Regional High School Don't Be Distracted. It's the campaign name that students in Carl Grillo's interactive media class have created to raise awareness about the dangers of distracted driving. As part of their PR initiative, the students distributed the posters throughout the school with the intention of piquing their classmates' interest about what exactly the phrase meant. RBR is one of 59 schools throughout New Jersey competing in the 5th annual You Got Brains Champion School Program, a competition designed to raise awareness to teenagers about the dangers of distracted driving. The schools with the best campaigns will be named the winners at an awards showcase and luncheon in June. And for the students, distracted driving is an issue that they take very seriously. Many of the students admitted that they feel unsafe when their friends are driving and they whip out their cell phones or their iPads or start putting on makeup and they aren't paying attention to the roads. To learn more about what the students in Carl Grillo's class are doing for the You Got Brains competition and for how to follow them throughout their campaign, visit gmnews.com.
The 2016 state budget has been released. Here's Kenny Walter with what you should know.
Governor Chris Christie seeks to maintain flat levels of aid to municipalities and school districts in his fiscal year 2016 budget, despite making the largest ever pension payment in New Jersey history. During his February 24th budget address at the State House, Christie outlined a new set of pension reforms and announced a record-breaking commitment to school aid in the proposed $33.8 billion budget. The proposed budget commits nearly $12.8 billion to education, or $811 million more than the fiscal year 2015 allocation. For more information, please visit gmnews.com.
For more in-depth coverage and additional stories, see your Greater Media newspaper today. Keep up with the latest headlines by liking us on facebook.com/Greater Media Broadcast News or following us on Twitter @GMediaNews. I'm Susie Shea. See you next time.